big beautiful world called planet Earth. I don't know if I've ever talked about this subject on this channel before, and if I have, I apologize. I may have said something similar to this, and I don't want people jumping down my throat for saying this, but everyone is sensitive. However you want to describe it to yourself, we're all sensitive. There are certain things that get under our skin, and then there's other things that, and I'm not saying being sensitive is a bad thing. It's not. There's a good part of sensitivity, and there's a bad part of sensitivity, like being sad or being upset or disappointed or things of that nature. That's the bad part of sensitivity. And I'm like I said, just because you're sad or just because you're upset or just because you're disappointed or things like that, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be those emotions. You shouldn't be that part of sensitivity. And there are good parts of being sensitive as well, like being happy, being excited, being upbeat, living your life the way you want to live it, even though that technically isn't an emotion or part of being sensitive. Loving is a good thing, all of these things. Every single person has that sadness, that disappointment, that all that stuff on that one side of the spectrum, and then on the other side of the spectrum, you got your happiness, you got your loving side, all of those emotions on the other side. So it really depends on how you outlook your life. And it's okay to be on one side of the spectrum and on the other side of the spectrum. Both sides are perfectly okay to be. And since I just feel like, when you're happy and you're laughing and you're having a good time, that's what's important in life. And so is being sad and disappointed and upset and all those other things as well. And just talking through it. That's what's great about it, is that you can talk about your feelings. You can talk about your sensitivity towards different topics and different things in life. And sure, a lot of individuals have beef or try to have beef, and that could be part of the one end of the sensitivity spectrum. And then, there are people that you want to consider your best friends and want to be happy and see them succeed and be loving and caring and all of that part of the sensitivity spectrum. And I like to be part of both. Sometimes I can be sad. Sometimes I can be disappointed. Sometimes I can be upset. But I don't feel like that, whenever I say something that may be derogatory or mean, I don't really fully mean it. I mean it to a certain extent, but I don't mean it completely. And whenever I say something that makes me happy or that I love or that I'm passionate about or that I like or that make me laugh or things of that nature, I like to talk about them at full expense. And that's just part of my life. Every single person has their own spectrum of what makes them, happy or what makes them sad or that middle area in it. So it could be, you could be a 10 on happiness or you could be a 10 on sadness. It really just depends on how you visualize things or you hear things or things of that nature. Whenever I'm on that spectrum, I like to believe that, whether it's sad, whether it's something that makes me sad, I like to keep that part of my life private. And then when there's something that makes me happy, I like to make that more publicly known. And whether it's something I've watched, whether it's something that I've read, whether it's something that I've played, whether it's something I've listened to it. So if that, I hope that makes sense to every single person. I like to keep the some sadness stuff, or most sadness stuff and disappointment stuff private. And then there are some times where, some things that make me happy I like to keep private as well. But most things that make me happy, or that make me loving or caring about that specific thing, I like to talk about. Whether it's here in a vlog, whether it's on my Instagram post, whatever it may be. So, and whether it's a birthday that I'm happy to celebrate, or whether it's talking about someone who has a birthday, whether it's a friend, whether it's a celebrity, whether it's a YouTuber, whether it's a model, whether it's a musician, whatever it is. So, that brings me to the birthdays today. We've got 3 birthdays to wish today, so let's just get into it. I want to wish Franny Arietta a happy birthday, Jesse J a happy birthday, and Buster Posey a happy birthday today. And I have 6 birthdays on YouTube tomorrow and 2 on Instagram. So that's a total of 8 birthdays tomorrow to wish. And then we're getting close to the end of the month. So today I thought, why don't I do it? So I want to give a shout out to Johnny Hayes for being a Patreon for another month. And we've got only 5 days left of the month, and then we move into April. So with that being said, stay happy, stay upbeat, be who you want to be, do what you want to do with your life. Be sensitive, whatever side of the spectrum you're on. If you're on both, or say you're on both, great. And find your love story. And I will see you tomorrow with a brand new vlog. Bye-bye.